इसका एक्सेलरेशन क्या होता? mg/mg। अनबिलीवेबल? नहीं, यही सच है। अगर ये पुली मासलेस होती, कोई इनर्शिया नहीं होता, तो ये इसके मोशन में कोई बाधा बनती ही नहीं। Hello students, for a change today I have decided to not use PowerPoint presentation, rather I will be taking this session just by writing on the board as a teacher does in the classroom. So in today's session I will try to cover this very important topic, pulley block problems. The system is many a times known as Atwood machine. Atwood was some British mathematician who used to use these kind of system to teach his students. So in today's session, I will tell you everything that is ever going to be required for your NEET exam as far as this particular topic is concerned. So let us start with a simple pulley block system. This is a fixed pulley which can rotate about this axis. A thread, a very light thread is passing over the pulley and two masses have been attached to the two ends of the thread. It is a very common system, all of you have seen this. Now I will assume that this pulley has got some mass. This pulley has got some mass m, and let us say it is a disc or a cylinder having radius r. That means it is not a massless pulley, it is not a light pulley, it is a pulley having some finite amount of mass in it. That means it has got some inertia in it. And it is usually written in the question that the thread does not slip on the pulley. Thread does not slip on the pulley means the thread is not going to pass on the pulley if the pulley is not allowed to rotate. If I just hold on to this pulley and do not allow it to rotate, then this system will not move. Thread cannot slip on the pulley like this. Thread will move only when the pulley rotates. There is no slippage. That means any point of the thread, if this particular point of the thread is kept over this particular point of the pulley, then the 2 points will remain together. The thread is not going to slide on the pulley. So is the case when thread does not slide on the pulley, the acceleration and the angular acceleration, these two quantities are related by this equation. When, let us assume that this block is heavier than this block. So when this block starts falling down, this one will move up, and at the same time the pulley will start spinning. As this block falls with some acceleration, its speed will go on increasing. So when this block is moving down with increasing speed, the speed of the pulley, the rotational speed of the pulley, the angular speed of the pulley will also go on increasing, which means pulley will have some angular acceleration. When thread does not slip on the pulley, this relationship holds. I did explain this in some other video, kinematics of rotation, which was having heading of kinematics of rotation. You can watch that video if you have not done it so far. Now, okay, I am not going to do any derivation and all. I will tell you a simple way using which you can easily write the acceleration of this system. Let us assume that this mass is heavier than this. This mass is m1 and this is m2. What I am saying is m1 is greater than m2, therefore it is going down. Now I will look at the system like this. This weight m1g is trying to run this system, isn't it? This is a force which is trying to run this system like this. If this were the only force acting on this thread block system, then this whole thing would accelerate like this. This will go down and this will go up. Just imagine that this is a train and these are two bogies of the train. These are two compartments of the train. This, if you start pulling one of the compartments, the other one will also move because they are connected through this string. But in this particular case, when this force tries to run the system, there is another force which is opposing the motion. this force m2g tries to hold on to this block. It does not allow this block to move easily. So मोटा मोटी हम ऐसा सोच सकते हैं कि इस पूरे ट्रेन को रन करने के लिए जो फोर्स जिम्मेदार है वो फोर्स है m1g minus m2g. Due to presence of this pulley, the direction of motion of these two blocks are different. Otherwise this particular system is very much like this system only. The two blocks are kept connected using a string and you are trying to pull this block, the whole thing will get accelerated. If you apply a smaller force on the other block in other direction, this will lower the acceleration. एकदम ऐसा ही situation है. m1g, let us say this force is m1g. m1g is trying to drive this system. Let us say this force is m2g. m2g is objecting to that motion. So the net force which is responsible for running this system is m1g minus m2g. The presence of pulley does just one thing. The direction of motion has been changed. When this goes down, this goes up. In this case, both of them will move in the same direction. That is the only difference. But I can always picturize this system like this and take this as the resultant force which is responsible for running the system of these two blocks. So this is the net force, and due to this force, the mass which is running is, the mass which is accelerated is m1 plus m2. m1 plus m2 is the total mass of this train which is running because of this resultant force. And there is one more thing. This pulley is massive. It has got mass. It has got inertia. If the pulley were light, or massless, then it would not give any objection. It would not produce any inertia actually, so as to impede the motion of these running blocks. Pulley will not try to interfere with motion of these two blocks if it were massless. But when it is massive pulley, it has got some inertia. Pulley में अगर mass है, तो you cannot just spin it like that. You need some torque to spin it like that. तो ये जो भारी पुली है, इसकी प्रेजेंस में एक्चुअली में एक्सेलरेशन इतना नहीं हो पाता. जब हम इसका फॉर्मल कैलकुलेशन करते हैं तो हमें एक्सेलरेशन की वैल्यू ऐसे मिलती है. मैं बच्चों आपको ट्रिक बता रहा हूँ, याद करा रहा हूँ. कैसे सोचना है हमें? नेट फोर्स दैट इज ड्राइविंग दिस सिस्टम इज m1g minus m2g. That divided by total mass that is running m1 plus m2. Though this mass of pulley is not running, but it is spinning, this also causes some inertia to the motion. इसका इफेक्ट ये होता है कि जो डिनोमिनेटर है वो थोड़ा बड़ा हो जाएगा, इनर्शिया बड़ा हो जाएगा. दिस फोर्स, दिस इज इनर्शिया, मास, ओवरऑल मास, फोर्स अपॉन मास इज एक्सेलरेशन. यहां डिनोमिनेटर में आपको ये सब लिखने के बाद पुली की मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया बाय आर स्क्वायर को ऐड कर देना है. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर ये पुली एक डिस्क है, इसकी मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया इस एक्सिस के अबाउट हाफ एम आर स्क्वायर होती है. मैं कह रहा हूं कि आप यहां हाफ एम आर स्क्वायर बाय आर स्क्वायर मतलब m/2 पुली के मास का आधा ऐड कर दो. अगर ये पुली मासलेस है, पुली नहीं है, पुली का कोई मास नहीं है, पुली तो है ही यार, पुली का मास नहीं है तो ये टर्म नहीं आएगा. दिस इज द एक्सेलरेशन. बट अगर पुली का मास है, थ्रेड पुली पे स्लिप नहीं कर रही है, उस केस में डिनोमिनेटर में तुम एक एडिशनल टर्म जोड़ दोगे I/r². इस तरीके से तुम्हें इस सिस्टम का एक्सेलरेशन मिल गया. अब अगर किसी ने पूछ दिया व्हाट इज एंगुलर एक्सेलरेशन ऑफ द पुली, it is very straightforward. Angular acceleration alpha is a upon r. So you can now calculate the angular acceleration of the pulley. But if somebody asks you what is tension in this thread, to get the tension, the first step that you have to perform is you have to calculate the acceleration. Now assuming that you know the acceleration of this system, you can easily find the tension. For that you need to study the motion of this block only. Just consider the motion of this block. There are two forces acting on this block. M1g is downward and tension is upward. So what is net downward force acting on this block? Look at this. Net downward force acting on the block is M1g minus T1. Right? This is the total resultant downward force acting on this block. And this force is responsible for acceleration of this block. First step is to write the acceleration. एक्सेलरेशन लिखने के लिए शॉर्ट फॉर्मूला मैंने आपको बता दिया, आप ऐसे सोच के लिख दो. नाउ यू नो द वैल्यू ऑफ एक्सेलरेशन. नाउ इफ सम क्वेश्चन आस्क्स यू टू फाइंड द टेंशन, देन दिस इज हाउ यू शुड प्रोसीड. नाउ यू नीड टू कंसीडर द मोशन ऑफ दिस ब्लॉक ओनली. व्हाट इज नेट डाउनवर्ड फोर्स एक्टिंग ऑन दिस ब्लॉक? m1g minus t1. So net force is equal to mass times acceleration. So students, now you can calculate the tension, right? You know the value of A, so you can substitute this value of A here and you will get the value of tension in this string. Remember one thing, when the pulley is massive, it is spinning, the tension on two sides of the thread is different. It happens because of presence of friction between the pulley and the thread. If there is no friction, pulley will not rotate. There is, and when pulley will not rotate, there will be slipping. There is no slipping, it definitely means there is some friction between the thread and the pulley. Because of that friction, the tension on two sides becomes different. So, if you are supposed to calculate the tension over here, then you need to study the motion of this block. Now, how are you going to write the equation? This block is going up with acceleration A. So, what is net upward force on this block? In the direction of motion, that is upward direction, what is the net force acting on this block? It is T2 minus m2g. Net upward force on this block is T2 minus m2g, and this must be equal to mass of the block into its acceleration. Because I know the value of acceleration here, I can put it here and calculate the value of tension T2. So, this way I will be able to calculate the acceleration as well as the two tensions T1 and T2 as far as this particular system is concerned. Now, suppose in a particular question it is given that one of the two blocks is placed on a table. This is how the system looks like. This is again a pulley. It is a massive pulley. It has got mass. There is no slippage between the thread and the pulley, and the system looks like this. Right. Now, what is difference between these two systems? Technically speaking, there is no difference as such. I have just raised this mass and placed it on a table, right? For the sake of simplicity, let me assume that there is no friction between the table and that particular block. Now, again thinking like that, what is the net force that is trying to run this system? System means system of two blocks. Just think about system of two blocks. This is a train. Which force is trying to run this train? The answer is this weight force is trying to run this train, right? The forces acting on this block are like this. There is no force which is opposing the motion as such. These two blocks and a string, they are one train. Think of it like a train. Then the external force which is trying to run the system is m1g. Some of you might be thinking, what about this tension? Tension is an internal force when I am saying that these two blocks and a string is my system. So, the external force which is trying to run this system is m1g. So, now this time I will write the acceleration of the system as net force that is trying to run the system m1g divided by total mass of the system m1 plus m2. अगर पुली में मास नहीं होता, पुली हल्की होती, तो यही एक्सेलरेशन होता. पुली का कोई इनर्शिया नहीं है. बट इफ दिस इज अ पुली विच इज मैसिव and thread does not slip on the pulley, then again what you need to do is you have to increase the value of inertia. Denominator में I by r square जोड़ दीजिए. What is I? Again, this is moment of inertia of this pulley about this axis. Pulley is spinning about this axis, right? I by r square. What is r? R is the radius of the pulley. So just add in the denominator I by r square and you get the acceleration. I repeat once again, if the pulley is massless or light, then this is our answer. Forget about I by r square. If the pulley is massive, then this will be our answer. I hope this is clear to all of you. Just a moment. Now again, if somebody asks you to write tension, you can write the value of tension, but be mindful that tension over here is different from tension over here, right? Tension T2 is very easy to write. This block is moving with acceleration A and the only force in the direction of motion is tension. So T2 is the only force on this block which is accelerated, having an acceleration a. So, T2 force is nothing but m2 into a. I know the value of a, I will put it here, I know the value of tension. As far as this tension is concerned, again you will have to write equation in this fashion only. It is a very identical situation. M1g minus T1 is M1 into A. This is the equation that you will write, and this is how you will calculate tension T1. Again, let us take this situation. Suppose one of the blocks have been placed on an inclined plane, right. This thread is again massless, this is again a pulley, and this is a hanging block. Now, students, there is no friction between the block and the incline. Now, students, in this particular case, some of you might get confused about the direction of motion of the system. This is how you can easily decide the direction of motion of the system. M1g is the force which is trying to run the system, okay, fine. But this particular block has component of weight which is trying to run it in the other direction. I hope all of you know this, that mg is the force acting on this block, and you can split, you can resolve this mg force in two components, one perpendicular to the incline and one along the incline. I have not shown any force that is perpendicular to incline. In the direction of the inclined plane, this is the force. Now, let us assume that this is 50 Newton, 5050, and this is 3030 Newton. Then this force is larger than this, then this is going to win, and this train will move like this. But if this is 50 Newton and this is 7070 Newton, this force is higher than that, then how is this system going to move? This will move down, this will go up. So, just by comparing the magnitude of these two, we can decide in which direction our system is going to move. Once you have decided that, again you can write the acceleration in a very simple manner. Now, again think as if this is a train. For the sake of simplicity, again assume that this is moving down and this is moving up. There is no simplicity in this actually. For the sake of clarity, let us assume this is going down and this is going up. Even if this is going down, this is going up, it is all the same. So, now how do I write the acceleration? Acceleration, net force that is trying to run the system is m1g minus m2g sin theta. System means two blocks and the string. The force that is driving the system is m1g minus m2g sin theta. Just look at the two blocks and the string initially. This is the net force which is driving the system. If this force is larger than this, then the net force that is trying to run the system will be m2g sin theta minus m1g. This net force divided by the mass, this will be the acceleration if the pulley is massless. If the pulley is light or massless, then this is the acceleration. But if the pulley has got inertia, if it has got some mass, then what you need to do is just add in the denominator I by r square. Again, I is moment of inertia of the pulley about this rotation axis, r is its radius. If the pulley is massless, forget about this term. So, this is how you can answer these questions very quickly. Again, if you are supposed to write tension, you can do it in similar fashion as I explained in the earlier two questions. One more point I would like to add. Look at this particular question. Let us assume the question says that there is some friction over here. So, if this system is trying to run like this, there is a friction force which is opposing the motion. How is this going to affect my answer? Very simple. Now, what is the total force that is trying to run the system? It is m1g minus friction. Friction is trying to oppose the motion. So, the net force which is driving the system is m1g minus f, isn't it? So, net force divided by this total mass m1 plus m2 will be the acceleration in case pulley is massless. If pulley has got some mass, then this is the value of acceleration. So, even if there is friction, you can always write the answer. And remember one thing, if this friction can reach a value equal to m1g, if this friction can become as large as m1g, in that case the net force on this system will become 0 and there will be no motion, the acceleration will be 0, isn't it? So suppose for one just for an example, if m1g is let us say 20 Newton, 2020, and you calculated friction, static friction की peak value calculate की तुमने mu into n से, suppose mu into n की value आ गई 40 न्यूटन, स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन 40 न्यूटन तक जा सकता है और m1g सिर्फ 20 न्यूटन है, विल दिस सिस्टम मूव? आंसर इज नो, क्योंकि अगर मैं इस फॉर्मूले में रखूंगा तो 20 माइनस 40 ये तो निगेटिव आ जाएगा, एक्सेलरेशन निगेटिव कैसे हो सकता है? ये ऊपर जा रहा है, ये इधर जा रहा है, ऐसा संभव है क्या? नहीं भाई, यहाँ पे होगा क्या, ये 20 न्यूटन का फोर्स है, स्टैटिक फ्रिक्शन सेल्फ एडजस्टिंग फोर्स है, ये 40 पे नहीं जाएगा, ये खुद को 20 पे एडजस्ट कर लेगा। 20 न्यूटन से तुम खींच रहे हो, इसने 20 न्यूटन इधर लगा दिया, पूरे ट्रेन के ऊपर नेट फोर्स 0 हो गया, द ट्रेन विल नॉट मूव, isn't it? I hope all of you are understanding this. So it basically, if you understand it this way, it solves many of your rotational motion questions as well as the questions that you see in Newton's laws of motion. Just take another example. Suppose this is a spool, this is a pulley, and on this pulley you have a light thread that is wrapped multiple times. A thread is tightly wrapped around this pulley multiple times, सैकड़ों बार ऐसे घुमा दिया, and one end of the thread is hanging like this. Here you attach a block of mass m, right? This is a pulley of mass m, radius r. Now what will be acceleration of this block? Again I'll think like this. In the same way, I'll think in the same way. mg is the force which is trying to run the system. Am I right? So acceleration is mg, net force which is trying to run the system, divided by mass of the system. If this pulley were massless, इसका acceleration क्या होता? mg by mg. Unbelievable? नहीं, यही सच है। अगर ये पुली मासलेस होती, कोई इनर्शिया नहीं होता, तो ये इसके मोशन में कोई बाधा बनती ही नहीं, ये जी एक्सेलरेशन से फ्रीली गिरता। जी हाँ, तो मैं क्या सोच रहा हूं, mg फोर्स है जो इस सिस्टम को रन करना चाहता है। अगर सिर्फ इसको सिस्टम देखूं तो मास m ही है, एक्सेलरेशन g होगा। लेकिन हमें पता है कि नहीं भाई, पुली में इनर्शिया है, पुली मैसिव है, तो हमें क्या करना है, डिनोमिनेटर में I/r² जोड़ देना है। बच्चों ध्यान से देखो, यही एक्सेलरेशन है इस गिरते हुए ब्लॉक का। पुली का एंगुलर एक्सेलरेशन क्या होगा, फिर से याद करा दूं तुम्हें, अल्फा क्या होगा, a निकल गया तो a/r से हमें अल्फा की वैल्यू मिल जाती है। आई होप आप सभी को ये बात ठीक से अच्छे से समझ में आ रही है। चलिए मैं आपको एक और एग्जांपल दिखाता हूं। सपोज किसी क्वेश्चन में कुछ ऐसा बना कर दिया गया है, ये एक पुली है, थोड़ा कठिन सा दिखने वाला क्वेश्चन बना दिया। ऐसा मान लो बच्चों, ये दोनों पुलीज फिक्स्ड हैं, बट ये स्पिन कर सकती हैं और थ्रेड इनके ऊपर स्लिप नहीं करते। सबसे पहले अगर ये दोनों मासलेस पुली हैं तो आंसर क्या होगा? तो आपको समझना है कि ये जो सिस्टम है वो हमारे बिल्कुल पहले सिस्टम की तरह है। अगर ये मासलेस पुली है तो कोई फर्क ही नहीं है, कोई फर्क नहीं है। ये अगर a एक्सेलरेशन से नीचे चलेगा तो इसे a एक्सेलरेशन से ऊपर चलना ही पड़ेगा, isn't it? अगर ये पुली मासलेस है, एक मिनट सोचें हम, तो हम एक्सेलरेशन कैसे लिखेंगे? m1g फोर्स इसको चलाना चाह रहा है, m2g अपोज कर रहा है। हाँ, अगर m2g बड़ा है तो m2g इसको नीचे खींचेगा, m1g अपोज कर रहा होगा। अभी हम मान रहे हैं कि m1g बड़ा है, तो m1g माइनस m2g इज द नेट फोर्स विच इज ट्राइंग टू रन दिस ट्रेन। व्हाट इज द टोटल मास दैट इज इन मोशन? यही एक्सेलरेशन है अगर पुली मासलेस है तो। और अगर पुली मैसिव है, मास वाली है, थ्रेड स्लिप नहीं कर रहा है उसके ऊपर, तो यहां दो पुली हैं, दो इनर्शिया ऐड होंगे डिनोमिनेटर में। अगर इस पुली की मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया I1 है, रेडियस R1 है, तो हम लिखेंगे I1/R1²। इस पुली का रेडियस R2 है और इसका मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया I2 है, तो I2/R2² को भी यहां ऐड कर देंगे। क्वेश्चन ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि एक पुली मासलेस है, एक में इनर्शिया है, ठीक है, तो एक पुली मासलेस है तो ये कोई टर्म नहीं होगा, ऐसा होगा। So, thinking this way, you can quickly write the value of acceleration in all such problems. I hope all of you did get a feeling of how to write answer to such questions, which are based on basically pulleys and blocks, Atwood machine, so called Atwood machine. So, thank you for watching this video. I'll keep coming up with such videos so as to help you in your NEET preparation.